Hey everybody, I'm Beth here with Body Based by Beth. Welcome back. This is all about transforming our lives from the inside out. So we mix up our workout videos, our circuits, our flex and flows, our yoga with some mind fitness. Today is all about the excuses. How do you get past those excuses? How can you be stronger than the excuses? We're at the time of the year, New Year's, everyone makes those resolutions and they're so gung-ho, they're so excited, and they're so motivated, and they get going, and right around this time of year, they kind of fade out. Usually, most New Year's resolutions, people stop between 4 to 6 weeks. So usually by Valentine's Day, they're all done. So today we're going to start talking about what are the excuses. There's a lot of the same excuses people use. We all use them. How to, good 5 tips on how to get past that and get effective and get things done and work towards your goals. And so let's get going. So first, most of us have excuses, whatever it might be. Most of it is lack of time. I don't have enough time. I'm too busy. I'm lack of time. You can check out, I have a time management video going over all that of how you can change that. Not even say that you're busy, but say that I'm being productive. Maybe say a mantra over and over again about how you have plenty of time. People might say they don't have enough money. The weather's cold. Maybe they're trying to work out and lose weight or eat healthier. And they say, well, I only have this type of food in my house and I was hungry and I was out and about. I didn't have anything to eat. So I had to get that, Bojangles or that Dunkin' Donuts or, that Chick-fil-A, whatever it might be. So you hear the excuses and a lot of them we readily accept. Like, okay, sounds about right. But what we normally do is we look at our circumstances and we let our results dictate our thoughts, which therefore will dictate our actions. So tip number 1, you need to shift your focus. Instead of letting your current or previous results dictate your thoughts and actions, you need to start shifting that so you change your thoughts and let your thoughts dictate your actions, which therefore dictate your results. So for example, if you have someone that you want to, maybe you want to lose weight. That's a big one. New Year's Eve, New Year's resolution, let's lose weight. I want to lose 10 pounds. So they set the goal and then they say, well, my friend's not meet me today. It's too cold. There's a chance of rain. So they start making these excuses and they say, well, in the past I came out and did it when it was cold and I was miserable. I was really cold and when I didn't have my friend there, I didn't know what I was doing. I just felt so unmotivated. So that was a current or previous result. Or they felt uncomfortable. Maybe they felt like they were being judged at the gym. So that was a previous or a current result. So therefore that dictates their thought of, I don't really want to go. I don't want to feel like people are looking at me, thinking that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really want to be cold, or, I'd rather have my friend with me. And therefore those thoughts transfer into their action or lack of action. So we want to shift that focus, and instead of having those current or previous results dictate their thoughts and actions, we want to have your thoughts dictate your actions and then results. So instead of making these excuses that it's too cold, you have a friend that's not going to go, or you feel uncomfortable in the gym, or you're afraid you're being judged, shift it and think about how great you're going to feel when that workout's over. Think about how much more strength it took to go work out, even though it was cold. It's easy to get out there when you feel good and the weather's nice, but when you actually go through and on days there most people don't want to, it's a good confidence boost there. Going in, maybe do the things you do feel confident in, and maybe just gradually check out new things. Think about how it would feel in your mind, the thought of going in, getting that workout out, how great you're going to feel once it's over, and how the benefit of that workout and how it's going to benefit your life. So those thoughts therefore transfer into those actions of actually going to the gym, getting the workout in, or going outside, getting your workout in. Not letting any of those circumstances dictate your results. And therefore you get the results of gradually working towards your goal, losing those 10 pounds. So first tip, shift your focus. Let your thoughts dictate your actions, which therefore dictate your results. Do not let your results dictate your thoughts and then your actions. So let's shift it and have good positive thoughts going before you even step foot out of the door to go get that workout in, or trying to eat healthier. So a lot of times we let our circumstances dictate our thoughts and our feelings, which therefore end up with our results. So this tip number 2 is take responsibility. We all have circumstance. We all have things like lack of time would be a circumstance. Lack of money would be a circumstance. Maybe you're a stress eater, so you're dealing with a lot of stress. So you're like, I'm in a horrible relationship. I'm having a lot of stuff going on at work. Kids are stressing me out. They're whatever it might be, and you're allowing that circumstance to dictate your results. So therefore, not only are you not taking responsibility for your life and your goals, but you're allowing something or someone else to control it. So tip number 2, take responsibility. Once you take responsibility, you kind of release yourself. You have some freedom. You're not bound by these circumstances. You break through. I mean, people go through horrible relationships. People have can have really stressful jobs and lives. But if they hang on to that and they allow that circumstance to dictate their future results, they're never going to achieve anything. There's going to be no personal growth. There's not going to be anything they're going to strive for, because they're allowing those other people or other circumstances to hold them back. And they like to blame people. They're pointing that other finger. So taking responsibility, you take control, because guess what? The great news is you are 100% responsible, and you get 100% of the credit for all your results. That's just how it is, whether you want to blame someone else or not. Some people hold grudges. What is a grudge going to do? Grudges are not going to help you out whatsoever. You think it might make you feel better if you hold a grudge towards someone else. But a grudge basically is like you drinking the poison and expecting the other person to die. It's not going to happen. Your grudge, think about it. What is that holding that grudge against that person or that circumstance doing to those people? Nothing. But it's tearing you down and wearing you down and draining you of energy. So take responsibility for your actions. Stop blaming the other people or circumstances, and take responsibility. Because there are circumstances that you might hear people say, well, and a lot of times it sounds like a valid circumstance or reason. But if you truly take responsibility for your results and for your life, then there is so much freedom in that. So tip number 2, take responsibility. Number 3, your goals. So to negate some excuses and to achieve some things, you need to set some goals, specific goals. How many times have you ever walked around and asked someone what their goals are? A lot of people would be like, what are you talking about? What are you, they're just kind of going through life. Other people might say, yeah, I have some goals. Ask them if they've ever written them down. There's something to be said and a lot of evidence to show that once you write those goals down and you keep focusing on them and looking at them on a daily basis throughout the day, most people are more likely to succeed their goals. So think about personal goals and professional goals. Those are 2 big categories. Personal goals, maybe you want to lose that weight. Maybe you want to eat healthier. Maybe you want to find ways to reduce stress and anxiety. Maybe you want a healthier relationship. Maybe some professional goals is you want that job promotion. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you want to make so much amount of money. Maybe, whatever it might be with your profession. So those would be goals. And so write out a list of things that you want personally and professionally, and select no more than 2 goals to focus on. Write them on a card, carry them with you everywhere you go, post them around your house, put them in your car. So it keeps reminding you of what your intentions are and focused on. And that can also help push out those excuses. Because there's a lot of times we're motivated, like these people that had their New Year's resolutions. They're very motivated and they started off, and then they lose that motivation. Right around this time or a couple weeks from now, they lose that motivation. So it's about making that commitment. How committed are you to achieving that goal? So set your goal. And on top of that, next, with that goal, you need to set priorities. So tip number 4, set your priorities. So you have your goal, your main goal, and you might have some action steps each week going towards that goal, or maybe just a small thing each day. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't try to do too much too soon, because you will burn out. So you stagger it a little bit. Don't overwhelm yourself. Set that goal. Maybe do like 6 action steps to go with it. What are 6 things you can start doing now to reach that goal? And set a priority maybe once a week of, depending on what's going on that week. You would have to do a schedule each week and prioritize that schedule, because the schedules do change week to week. Trust me, with my full-time job, my side business, 4 kids that are, in school and involved with all sorts of different activities, you have to prioritize each week. There's doctor's visits, vet visits, all sorts of things going on. So you need to prioritize, and that will change week to week. So based on what that goal is, what are your priorities that week? Is it more time with your family, more time for schoolwork, more time for maybe going to the gym, focusing on maybe stress management techniques, whatever it might be. So set that priority for that week and gradually work on reaching towards that goal. And the last one. So we have shift focus, responsibility, setting your goals, setting priorities, and the last one, discipline. Remember, people are motivated. They get excited about a new thing they're going to start, and they get going, and that only lasts for so long. So a couple things might happen. One, they lose that motivation because they bit off more than they can chew. They're not focused. They don't have that goal. They don't have a set, clear goal. There's no clarity in what they're doing. And they don't have those set priorities, those action steps. Those action steps help you get a little more clarity, and setting those priorities week to week help with clarity. And when that motivation starts to wane, that's when discipline comes in. Because for me, my background, I'm a runner, competitive runner. So, I've competed nationally, internationally, and there's days, a lot of days, I'm going to hop out of bed and I'm going to go for a run. There's days I don't always feel like it, but I always think, what am I going to feel like after the fact? And, there were certain goals I had that I wanted to reach. So I was like, well, no, this is what I'm going to do today. I know I don't feel that great. I'm not really looking forward to it, kind of tired, whatever it might be. But that is something I've scheduled and I was planning on doing. So I'm going to follow through with that. And that's discipline. So when there's going to be days you're going to be excited about those priorities and reaching towards those goals, whether it be losing that weight, eating healthier, reducing that stress, maybe it's professional goal, maybe doing something at work to strive to a higher level. That's where that discipline comes in, because when motivation wanes there, you need discipline to move on. And discipline is basically saying you're going to do something and following through with that. So focus on completion. So that is a key goal there. You focus on completion. And that's why you don't want to do too many things. Schedule it, shift that focus, your thoughts to your actions, to your results. And then you want to take responsibility for your actions. Don't let circumstances or other people, other things dictate your life and how you're going to achieve success in any area of your life. People usually, when they have a goal, they might have an idea of how they want to get to that goal. It doesn't always work. It doesn't work like that. It's not a straight line. It's an up and down thing. So they still have that goal, but they might get there a different way than they originally anticipated, because that's consistency and persistence. So those excuses give you a way to rationalize why you're stopping. And most people are unsuccessful because they stop just short of true success. So shift that focus, start changing those thoughts, and so you have better results. Take that responsibility, stop blaming others. You are 100% responsible for your life, and you get 100% of the credit for all your results. Set those goals, set good goals, and you might have to work over that. Might be over time. Maybe you have certain goals, and they might change over time, depending on different stages of your life. And then based on those goals, set priorities week to week, so you can start working towards those little by little, so you're not overwhelmed and get burned out. And then discipline. Schedule things, have calendar integrity. So if you put it on your schedule, stick to it. Don't let that Netflix or that social media or your friend calling you to go out Those are circumstances that take you off your track to reach those goals. Those are excuses of why you can't get to your goal. So that's discipline. What are the steps you need to take to reach that goal? Is one of your priorities sitting and binge watching a Netflix series? Is one of your priorities sitting and, scrolling through social media, finding out what all your friends are doing or what's going on? Those are okay, on occasion. But think about before you delve into those activities. Sorry, there's a dog walking behind me. When you're delving into those activities, is that going to get you towards your goal? So prioritize and follow that up with discipline. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Hope you are having a wonderful year. Meet us back here. We're going to be mixing up, like I said, exercise videos, mind fitness videos, and some other fun stuff coming your way. So like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next video.